everyone. It's Rachel here from Akashic Angels coming to you live from Albany, New York. I am so excited to be with you today. So for today, what I wanted to do was I wanted to talk a little bit about intuition and kind of give everyone a understanding of intuition and why it's important. So what is intuition? It's a natural ability or power that makes it possible to know something without proof or evidence. It's a feeling that guides a person to act in a certain way, and it's known or unknown. And usually it's without proof of evidence before you trust your intuition. So, why is listening to your intuition important? So, you can avoid unhealthy relationships and situations throughout your life if you're trusting your intuitive hits. You know the feeling. It could be a knowing, it could be a gut feeling, it could be a gentle persuasion that something is off. I'm sure we've all had some sort of an experience or something where just something just doesn't quite feel right. Maybe you get in your car and you chose to go a whole different route, and normally you don't go that way, but maybe the other way that you normally go there was a massive accident. That's your intuitive hit. How many people did you hear about with 9/11 that didn't go into the city, that trusted that intuitive guidance and didn't go in? Like that's a really big powerful example of it. So some examples of intuitive hits can be when you go into a store and you don't feel comfortable, or when you feel like somebody is following you. You can, like, when you go into a room and you feel like tensions are high, that's one way of feeling like that's your intuitive hit. Do you know what I mean? So it exists in all of us, whether we acknowledge it or not. This is kind of an unconscious feeling that I do truly believe that divine is giving you these intuitive gifts. So, how can you sharpen your intuition? One way is just to listen. Just quiet down and listen. I know that it sounds simple, and that's because it is. There's no tricks here. Your intuition can't talk to you if you're not listening. So if you're somebody who's and always going, you're probably going to miss some of those intuitive hits, if you know what I mean. Just try to take maybe just a couple minutes a day and really like go into that silent and listen for those intuitive hits. What I always like to say is, well, my spirit guide for my best and highest good, please come to me now. And then what I do is I pause, I take a breath in, I let it out. And then I feel that spirit guide coming into me, and I feel the energy within me shifting. Now, for you, you may get your intuitive hits differently. You may see them, you may feel them, you can feel, sense, or imagine them, but they're coming forward for you. Regardless if you do not feel them, you do not see them, or anything like that. Trust your gut feeling. They do say that in your gut, in your stomach, there is a lot of intuitive hits that feel there. It's almost like a second brain because there's so many neurons that kick there. So it's almost like when you may get sick when you're having to make a decision. That's your intuition. That's your intuitive senses saying, "Ugh, something's not quite right here." And then I would recommend that you trust those feelings. And if you continue to trust those feelings, what's going to happen is those feelings are going to come stronger and stronger. And then you're going to be, well, yeah, I know that I shouldn't be doing this, and I'm going to do this instead. Because divine's always trying to guide you down the path, if you know what I mean. So, and also like be ready to let the bad feelings go. If there's negative emotions or you're having a down day or anything like that, it will cloud your intuitive abilities and it will cloud your intuitive senses. So when you're angry or depressed, that's when you're going to be making bad decisions. You're not going to be making the most enlightened decisions, and you're not going to be making the most empowered decisions. So it's hard to make really good intuitive choices when you're not in the right mindset. I know I've said this in plenty of shows. Your thoughts create your reality. Your mindset is so super important in the way that you think, the way that you feel, and being in a positive mindset. It's just so important for living really, truly an empowered, happy, passionate, fulfilled life. I could talk about this all day long, every single day. Your thoughts create your reality. And your thoughts, if they're down in the dumps, that can create dis-ease within your body. So if you have rashes, headaches, stomach aches, all of that can be transformed and changed and healed by changing your thoughts and changing your programming within you. So, another way of kind of tuning into your intuitive senses is be deliberate around about the people that you hang on to. So, if people are draining you, and it's like what will happen is it makes a lot of noise, and it'll make it really difficult to hear your intuition. It'll make it difficult to hear where you're supposed to be guided. So it's a difference between like a subtle and language, but it's big in impact. So once you reclaim your power back from that person, guarantee your intuitive hits are going to get that much more powerful. So another thing, like now I'm like I feel like I feel like I'm being guided to tell everyone, make sure to tell them boundaries. Put up your boundaries when you're with people. If you are in a situation where people are draining you and they're kind of tapping into your energy, you got to shield up. You got to shield up, or you got to not be around that person anymore. So how can you supercharge your intuition? And we're not going to go into too much of this because we don't have a very long show. But one of the ways to do it is to ground and center yourself. Grounding and centering yourself is an excellent way to really listen to the tools within your body. And there's quick ways that you can ground yourself. One of the ways is you can walk barefoot outside. You can follow your breath. You can stand like a tree. Now, you may not want to be like, let's say you're in the city and you maybe don't feel comfortable standing outside like a tree, but hey, you never know. I will tell you, the more and more I do this work, I spend a lot of time outside. I do feel really connected to the elementals. I feel connected to Mother Earth. I feel like divine speaks to me more when I'm outside and I'm in nature. And it really makes me feel at peace and at home. And that's one really super important thing for like tuning into your intuitive senses is definitely going to be to grounding and centering yourself. You can also set the intention, and remember, energy follows intention. If you set the intention that you're going to be grounded, your body will automatically ground itself. Another way that you can do it is you can even just walk around your floor and look down and set the intention. I'm currently grounding myself and I'm centering myself. So another way to really trust your intuitive senses, and this is probably one of the most powerful tools that anyone that is looking to really tap into their intuitive senses that I can really impart on you, is to feel it inside of your body. And what are you going to do? After you're safe and grounded and centered, you're going to tune into your body. And then you're just going to say, and you're going to feel, sense, or imagine where these pop up in your body. Now, it can feel like a pause. It can feel like a tingle. It can feel however it feels right to you. That is exactly correct and right for your intuitive senses. So what you're going to do is say, yes, 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 yes. Where does that feel in your body? Do it again. Feel it. Yes, 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 yes. Where does that feel in your body? That's where your yeses are. For me, my yeses feel up here in the top of my chest, and it's like a very excited feeling, and I love it. And then do the same thing. No, 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 no. Where your nose inside of your body? Where does that feel? Now, it can feel it in the soles of your feet. You can feel it in the top of your head. You can feel it in your fingertips. Trust the guidance that you're receiving. And the more and more you practice it, the more and more powerful it becomes. For me, my nose are down in the pit of my stomach. Remember how I said before, your stomach is kind of a center, another gut, another brain. Mine feels hollow and it feels like I'm not a fan. And then also do the same thing for the maybes, because there's some things that you may be asking or wanting intuitive guidance are that your higher self is going to be like, well, you could do this or you could do that. And that's where you're going to get the maybe. So feel it in your body. Maybe, 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 maybe. And I'll be honest with you, maybes are a little weird for me. Like I'm not 100% like with the maybes. So I like to really set very clear questions. What's a yes and what's a no? And then I ask my intuitive senses and practice. Is my name Rachel? Do I live in Spain? Then I get my yeses and my nos. And I hope that was helpful for everyone today on the call. Really trust your intuitive senses. That's one step in the path of like opening up your spiritual abilities, opening up your psychic senses, And I really hope that everybody has a great Wednesday. And I will see you guys all next week. And take care. Have a great night.